Hey, everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, this weekend's box office was so low underneath predictions that we're going to talk about why that happened, as well as break down the top 5 films. And, boy, there is a film that Amy Cassandra Martinez is going to love to talk about. Find out about all that and more next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Worked on that one all day long. Hey, everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. Of course, this is the show where we look back at the box office that was.
It's just us.
Okay. And then we
Prognosticate.
Nailed it. Oops, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah. Did you want to chime in? I'm sorry. Did you want to get that high note?
I'm trying to fix the lights behind you.
Okay.
That was great. It looked like a slasher film was about to happen inside here.
Yay.
Nailed it.
Welcome, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran.
And I'm another one, Amy Cassandra Martinez.
And I'm one of the other ones. I'm Kari Lane.
And, of course, our lovely and talented, the Neil Plumley. Can't be with us tonight. You know, he's just got an illness. He's got a case of the poops. So tweet at him, let him know. Hope those poops are okay.
But like really bad poops though.
Yeah. You know, those poops, man, they give them get you.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
we've said that word so many times.
Poops.
So we have
That's
a
right.
live chat, and I don't know how many of you are probably chiming in about all
About those
our-
poops.
Oh my God,
What?
why more? Wow, I am such a
Because it's the
kid.
boys on the show.
But, of course, making us look good and sound even better is our man in the booth, Anthony.
Hello everybody. I'm trying to get the live chat up and also do this
Yes.
at the same time.
Love
But
it.
Thank
A
you.
man of
Yeah,
many
1 second.
talents.
Yes.
But, folks, you know what you can do. You can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us some thumbs up while you're
That's
there.
really
That was just a very,
fun.
that was like a very like a
Yeah.
teasing bit of a thumb that I saw from Kari Lane.
This camera's further. There we go.
And as Kari explained, the chat is going to be up and
Yes.
running. So jump in, share your thoughts about anything that you've seen the past couple weeks, or anything in the box office in general, as, for the films that we talk about. But Kari, if they're watching after the show stream live, what can they do?
You guys can comment down below.
Love it, I love it, I love it. So, Low came out.
Oh, that's so good. I can't get over it.
It came out this past weekend and underperformed according to
Yeah.
box office projections. So it basically came in domestically just for the 3-day. We're not going to count it as 4-day. A little bit made up a little bit over 100 million over its 4-day, but for 3 days, $83.3 million.
It's pretty low for big budget Star Wars. Like all those categories of one, big budget, spent a lot of money, science fiction, spent a lot of money, and Star Wars.
Well, I guess there's like 3 things at play here. One, is it Star Wars fatigue, or is it just a crowded sort of box office right now when you've got Avengers Infinity War and Deadpool 2? Is it its troubled production that came into play? Is it a combination of all 3?
Or
That
is it
last
the
one.
also none of the above, but the hardcore Star Wars fans, they're like, well, you're making me, I don't know about that. Like, and I just do silly voice to
No, it's
overemphasize, because there are some. I know some Star Wars fans are like, I'm not going to see that opening weekend. I'm like, why not? Because.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters. Sorry, there's a lot of people out there who are so very passionate about this character, and they take ownership over who he is to make it to the point where it hurts them emotionally to have them think that anything that they thought apart from their history in their heads is going to be different because of this movie.
Sorry, real quick, but I agree with this one too in the chat. Retroactive says The Last Jedi is the reason. The previous Star Wars films either have left a bad taste in some people's mouth and other people like it, because I know the last one, The Last Jedi, definitely had people hating it and loving it.
It was
Very true.
divided.
Very.
I think, I mean, I get it. It's kind of like similarly to a reboot where you're thinking, okay, cool. This is what we fell in love with. Why are we doing this again? This is a brand new person, playing this character. So I get it. But I also think there was hesitation of Alden Ehrenreich doing that role. Just him. Maybe not so much everyone else, but him obviously playing Han Solo.
I guess it comes
It's
to
big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Do you care more about the character, or do you care about the character only because of the actor playing it has made you care about that character?
Probably a little bit of both.
Because of James Bond, people still only have their preferences for who they like as James Bond.
Yeah,
but
they
nobody
change that one up.
Yeah, but nobody gets particularly outraged in terms of whenever they switch up to James Bond.
True. Well, I mean, so we've seen it.
Yes.
Was there hesitation of you just saying, maybe I don't have to see it this weekend, I will see it later? Or what was going on?
No, there was never any part of me that said I wouldn't see it opening weekend. So I was like, no, I'm going to see it just because I feel like, I want to do that. Even if I wasn't doing a show like this where we would talk about this stuff, I would still want to see it opening weekend. Because I feel like a movie like this, you want to just...
Be in the loop.
Yeah, well, be in the loop, but you don't also have to worry about, like, if I'm going to see this, then I can't really, read social media or read internet sites and stuff like that. I'd rather just avoid having to worry about that stuff. Even though I really don't care about spoilers, I'm not as adamant about, like, don't spoil anything for me, because I will deliberately seek out stuff like that anyway.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah, I will seek out, just because, like, that's not as big thing. But if also, like, I'd rather be more current with the conversation.
Sure.
Also, I like to give another my take on watching this film. I personally, I found it very hard to care about this movie, like, going in. I was even just like, I don't know if I'll see it this weekend, like that kind of mentality. Like, maybe I'll catch it if I can. I caught it on a random whim this afternoon at around 1 o'clock showing, and I am so glad I did. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was so fun. I thought it was so fun. I bought into it. Like, at first I rolled my eyes out at some of the scenes, some of the things I saw. I was just like, oh God. But then afterwards, I was just like, this is not that bad. Like, I gave into him. At first, I was like, oh, this is Solo. But at the end, I was like, this is Solo. Like, by the end of it, I was like, this is so. Like, he won me over. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have that much ownership over Solo. Nor do I care about saying I don't see myself as like a Star Wars nerd or like a hardcore Star Wars nerd. I just wanted to watch this movie, and it was a solid heist flick set in the Star Wars universe. I thought it was a solid film.
I like Sarah in the chat. I don't love Solo. I didn't learn anything new about Han that I didn't already know for 38 years.
Amy, what did you think of the film?
I had a lot of hesitation going into it, unfortunately, which I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, and I'm relatively new. And even with that, I was just like, dang it, I do not want to see it. Like, for some reason, it just hadn't really brought me in. The trailers were fine. You're welcome to check out my trailer reaction video on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, you can see shameless plug, not so shameless.
Oh boy.
No.
Drink him if you got him, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Starting it off, it was okay. I mean, my hesitations were like normal, I think. There were parts of Alden that he injected into Han Solo that reminded me a little bit of Harrison Ford's Han Solo. There were moments. And then there were also moments where he would say something a certain way, and moments, just want to say this, moments where he sounded like Leo in Titanic. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. I think the first hour and a half could have just been it's just way too long. And the end is kind of funky. You're like, oh, okay, wait, it's this way. No, oh, it's this way. Oh, it's this way. Let's just stick with one. But I really love Chewie. Chewie was cool. You're looking at me a certain way.
Can you expand on that last part about where
Chewie?
The different directions it went in, or?
Well, I don't want to give out spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. I question
Wait,
on
what
it.
was the problem with that though?
I can tell you after.
Andrew in the chat says it took me about half the movie to get into it. I did see somebody else like that. They said it. One of my friends it took a little while to get into it. There's a glare. Neela says, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I saw Solo for Donald Glover.
Yeah.
It was just all right. Though it's kind of funny, on Twitter, it was trending that people didn't realize Childish Gambino and Donald Glover are the same person. And apparently Star Wars kind of was bringing that to the forefront, because then they're like, that's the guy. Well, really? That was
that's horrible.
Old news. Yeah.
No, it's okay. There are people I know personally, not me, that have that confusion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's certainly with Lando. Just to address that, it's I feel like the initial marketing didn't have much Lando in it, but then they realized just how
popular
he was, and then they put him really in the forefront of the marketing. He's not in that as much as you want.
Exactly. There's certain characters where you're like, dang it, I wish there would have been more of you. Right. I think that would have made the film a little bit better.
True, but then I guess my counterpoint to that would be, I guess the name of it's Solo. So
True.
if we want to see it, I guess we need to make a movie called Lando.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a little I guess a little disappointed in that Donald Glover performance of Lando. I guess I was expecting something else, and I got something that I didn't expect. So I was like, oh, okay. But overall, like by the end of it, I totally gave myself to the movie, and I had such a fun time. Like, I'm sure there's some plot holes or whatever. I haven't really thought about it. I just saw it a couple hours ago, and I know work will just like push that in my face. So I'm just gonna ride this like high wave until it's like it comes crashing down on me.
Okay.
That's
like
great.
all
Well,
movies.
I feel like every single time that, well, I can't speak for you guys, but like that I love a movie, you don't like it, Tony. But when you love it, I'm like, meh. So it's nice because we have different points of view, and I'm not gonna make you change your mind or anything about it. That's cool. There were moments where I was like, oh, it's like being back in Star Wars land, you know? So those moments were very, very nice. The music was cool. Visually, it's cool.
I feel like, I mean, the movie was fine. I watched it and I was like, all right, yeah, that was fine, not bad. But I also feel there's a part of me that feels the same way that Kari would know, since we did Star Trek Weekly, that it's like, do I want to see Star Wars constantly looking back upon itself? I'd rather see it explore more.
Let's see some other stuff we haven't seen yet.
And I feel
Agree.
it's going to be up to Rian Johnson in this new trilogy, which is divorced from everything we've seen before, to be successful. Maybe that's what Disney needs to see before it can start doing other standalone films about just new characters rather than constantly looking back to its past.
I was just thinking. I was talking to Steve in the booth about this. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if they had a Star Wars film? It's pretty much like it'd be a pod racing film it's a racing movie set in the Star Wars universe, and it'd be around pod racing, and it's just like about an underdog kid who's a racer who just comes up in the game. It's like it revolves around this whole pod racing competition, or what do you call those tournaments?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess my caveat to be is as much as I say, like, oh, I don't need to look backwards. But then again, like, the idea of a Lando-centric film does excite me because that's not a character that's heavily explored in the initial trilogy. So it's like, all right.
See, and that already makes me more excited solely because of Donald Glover. Which, I mean, that's just how it's going to be. It's fine. And I think that Alden did very well with that kind of a role. Like, it's got to be freaking intimidating to step into those shoes and be like, well, people are going to either hate me or think I did okay or maybe even love me. But, I mean, kudos to him for still, doing his best.
But, like, there's scenes on this, like, did anybody care about how Han Solo's name came about? Like, ooh.
Oh, that was so
about
forced.
That's so. I felt like it was pretty dumb.
I was like, no, don't go that way. Okay, you did it. We're here.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
The one person screamed, they go, yes, finally!
I've been wondering. Yeah.
And they want to make sure just how important those dice are to him. Right out of the gate. Like, oh, okay, we get it.
I rolled my eyes so hard.
You rolled.
Way to go, Anthony. Nicely done, sir.
What?
Rolled dice.
You rolled.
Oh, yeah, that was my plan.
Somebody, I feel a little bit out of the loop because I'm like, I didn't see it. People are talking about different political issues with this film.
There are, because certainly towards the end of the film, they do go to a planet where the inhabitants of that are just silent speaking people of color. So.
Yeah. See, and I also wonder how much of, I feel like I always say this, but I think when you go to the movies, part of the experience and how much of a great time or not great time you have is because of the audience you're with. So
Yes.
I went on Monday. It was a screening and people weren't super lively. I mean, it's not one of those like Deadpool where people are screaming and
Yeah.
But how was it for you? How was the audience?
I went and saw it on a 10 o'clock show on Thursday.
PM.
Yeah,
Yes.
PM. And it was fine. I just remember somebody at the beginning, as it started, just before it started, they just screamed out, "Please don't suck." So that's
great.
There was that going. Please
That's a
don't
good
suck.
tone.
Did he say anything at the end?
No, there was a couple. There's like a light smattering, a very light smattering.
Oh, yeah. Where
Yeah.
they think people are going to join in, and it's just
No.
that awkward.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. All right.
I'm planning to see it tomorrow.
I don't know. Go check it out. I mean, they're.
It's one of those, I have no expectations. I'm like, it looks fun. I saw one trailer and I'm kind of like, all right,
Yeah,
sure, I'll check it out.
I went in with very
Yeah,
low expectations.
none. I'm like, that's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, so that's why I came out so ecstatic. I was like, wow, this is
I mean, the
better
most,
than I thought.
Yeah, the most I felt was when they first said the actor, which I've talked about before, but when they first said the actor for Han Solo, I was like, right after watching Beautiful Creatures, I was thinking, yeah, sure. So now I'm just curious to see how it goes. And I'll let you guys know next week.
Cool. I mean, he's signed for 3 films, and the way that this film ends, it does set it up that there could be another film follow-up.
Wait,
for
is
this.
this supposed to be a trilogy?
I mean, he's been signed for that. There's never been any saying, and given its low performance, they may make them reconsider doing another
Yeah,
one.
they'll be like, just kidding.
Or they maybe, I mean, if you
Change
look
it
at
up.
the first Thor, the first Captain America, they were they performed low and did better in subsequent films. So maybe they give it another shot. I don't know which way Lucasfilm will go on this one.
I think the plot is just, I mean, it's not just him. I mean, obviously in a movie, all of those things have to work together. And I think the plot was maybe the weak link.
Yeah, I mean, Disney has said that they're going to give it, several weeks before they make any kind of decisions on what the future will hold in terms of what they do going forward with, ancillary films like this.
Yeah.
Although they did announce James Mangold as doing a Boba Fett film.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
Which I made someone, I like how someone pointed out, like, no, we don't need that. The whole point of why he's cool is there's mystery.
yeah, I'm torn of that. Like, one, that there's mystery, but then also it's like a cool character that never really got to see its full potential. Like in Return of the Jedi, he's treated as, he gets such a lame exit. You're like, oh, that's how you're going to get rid of this really cool dude? So there's part of me that would love to see him.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, if you know too much, then you're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
So there is that risk to run with it. So I don't know. I'm torn on that one. Yeah. But so that came in at $83.3 million. Number 2, Deadpool from Fox, another $42.7.
I did see that one.
And what did you think?
I really liked it. I don't know if I'd necessarily say it's better or worse than the first one, because the first one gets the initial novelty of everything that they did in terms of like the jokes, the breaking the fourth wall, the initial credits. So that's so new. And like, whoa, we haven't really seen this yet. So the second one builds upon that, which is cool, but it doesn't have that freshness. So that makes it a little less, in terms of scaling between them. But I found it super enjoyable. I liked a lot of the cameos and how they were cameos without, I'm like, I don't want to give things away if people haven't seen it yet. But I thought they handled that well. There's still tons of comedic stuff. Great action and violence as usual, which was what you would expect. Cable's great. It's pretty much what I thought it'd be, and it was super cool and fun.
Oh, all right. I don't know. I mean, I certainly, we've talked about their marketing before. I mean, I feel like of any property right now in terms of superhero franchises, that one that's really just seems to have like a really great hook on their marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Constant videos. And if I have the DVD, the first one, so I was rewatching it, and they have like all the ads, so you can kind of play through them. And there's some I missed.
Oh, nice.
They're like different holidays and things. The ones that were great too of testing for cancer, which is funny because his character has cancer, and it's like for men checking for testicular cancer, and just the way he talks about it is comedic. But you're like, this is actually very helpful for people, and they're like, ladies, we have information for you too, and
Oh, that's nice.
you're just like, oh, okay. It's one that you wouldn't really expect, but I appreciate that they did all kinds of advertising. It wasn't just like a basic like go see Deadpool.
Look at that. You can learn something from watching a Deadpool movie.
Yes.
But you know what? You can also learn, live, and grow by checking out a podcast that we have just for you fine folks out there. And that's Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition, created and hosted by none other than our AfterBuzz TV founder, Maria Menounos. And it drops on iTunes every single Friday. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, and they talk about all aspects of life that help you become better in those points. From career and finances to health, relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister that you never had. So all you have to do is go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Look at that. Free. Costs you $0 to have the time of your life. And when you do, let her know that it was Amy and Kari from Box Office Breakdown that got you there.
And you too.
No, don't. If you do that, then I'll
You're
be struck
frank.
against it. Your stars drop if you mention my name. Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition. Check it out.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Amy's a big fan.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm a fan of the podcast and you as well.
Yes.
She
Ditto.
no that you if you can see the pain look on her face as she said that, she became see. I like this slow push in on that.
Cool. I did want to add a little thing about Deadpool too.
Yes.
Please add away.
this afternoon, or maybe yesterday, my days are confused. It's a long weekend.
Yes.
I swear to you guys that I heard Celine Dion's Ashes
Oh,
play.
Neighbors, yes.
Yes. It was playing, which
You're
is,
like,
you know,
I'm so
like
proud.
something that she did with
Yeah.
Deadpool. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and
If
see
you
it.
if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's super funny.
And it was so much
Did you
fun.
see it, Frank?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
I've never been so proud of my neighbors, ever.
Did you go
And
and
I
talk to him and tell him that?
You know, I have no idea where it was coming from. It was just close by, and I was just kind of looking for
You didn't
it.
go in the hallway and like
And-
go look for it?
No, I was working on something, and I was
Oh,
like, you know
okay,
what?
okay.
Good for you. You're making
Yeah.
good decisions in your life.
For somebody who loves social media, why was this not an Instagram story of you tracking down the
Yes!
person playing this?
Here's the thing, guys. I did not have makeup on. Gonna be real. So I didn't want to scare anyone.
Well, take the
Oh,
time. You're
take the-
beautiful.
Come
Oh,
on.
thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. But
You're
no,
good.
if I would have taken the time to put on makeup, the
They'd be
song
done?
would have been over. Yes, exactly.
Meh.
So I just, my cat,
Yeah.
Spielberg and I, we just enjoyed it. And it was fantastic.
Well, shoot it from just your point of view. That way you never have to see your
True.
face.
True.
Where
okay,
was
next
me
time.
when this happened? Where was me?
Judith in the chat says, I personally think the first Deadpool was better. Again, I think they're different, and there's some
Apples
other
and
things that, without giving
No
too
way.
much.
There's no way there's apples and oranges.
I think
No,
they are.
there's a big
Dude,
point
they're
of
both Deadpool
first.
films.
Well, hold on. First
Come on.
one's a
They're
love
different.
film. Second one's a family film. Which, if you watch it, you'll get why they make that joke. So they're different, but depending on which one you
But it's fair to
prefer.
compare, though.
Apples
They're
and
both
apple
fair
pie.
to compare.
Okay, so
They
like
are,
apples
but I
and
wouldn't
oranges.
like to say.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at, though.
Anyway, and then Neela says I haven't seen Deadpool 1 and 2 yet. They'd be a great double feature. I pretty much I watched the first one and literally then went to the second one, and that was super fun. Way to recap, and that's the other thing too. Something to know for Deadpool 2, it picks up kind of right where the first one ends up, so it kind of just feels like one really long movie instead of this is later, this is part 2.
No time jump.
Not as much.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my gosh, so much time has passed.
I have to say, too, I would love to hear Neil's opinions over it because there were a few times where I got very emotional. Mm-hmm. And then,
Yeah.
which I appreciate. I mean,
Yeah.
you go into the movie thinking, oh, it's going to be
Could be
fun,
this,
cuss
yeah.
words and blah. And then you find yourself tearing up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes.
All right. Amy's in touch with her feelings.
That made me not
Yeah.
love it as much.
There you go.
Because then I'm like, for people
Oh,
listening, I'm
oh,
just
yeah.
glaring like, ugh. But then it's okay in the end.
Yeah, it got me
Yeah.
really upset. And
Yeah.
then I was okay.
I'm dead inside. I feel nothing.
Oh, it's okay.
That's why it's Deadpool.
That's right.
Oh,
There you go.
nice.
Coming in number 3, Avengers: Infinity War, another $16.4 million. Is it coming? I think it's about $100 million away from $2 billion.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
there you go. Boom. And then number 4, Book Club from Paramount, $9.4 million. Amy Cassandra has not seen this movie, but is so excited, and she's going to tell you why.
I am so excited because I have no freaking idea. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was just the poster, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. and I
It
was
looks kind of cute.
It's-
Though I did see some interesting people talking on Twitter that are like, that's like the whitest book club of like, we had to get.
like, here's
It's all the main actresses. It's like really no other variety of.
yeah. But my uncle in Texas
Yes.
knows about the release of this movie. So that to me, he doesn't ever really go to the movies.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, you know this one. And it kind of reminds me of my aunt that's passed.
Aw.
She's passed. So I'm like, crap. Like, I kind of want to see it now. You know, it's just bringing, I don't know. It reminds me of Texas. I don't know why. Book clubs are big there. And, like, older ladies really enjoy them. And I love Diane Keaton.
Well, Sarah in the chat says, I love book club, all caps.
Oh, cool. So, hey, I might see it tomorrow. Might not. I mean, I'm not going to make any promises to you guys.
We
but
can maybe
I
go
do-
Tuesday. Want to go Tuesday?
Oh, maybe.
Ooh,
We
We'll
can have
go.
a book club.
look at that.
Yeah, we'll
movie
both
club.
go.
It's a box
God,
office
what time
date
we'll have
set
for-
up there.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Okay, let's do that.
Ooh, I like it. I'm so excited.
Frank, you want to come too?
I'm good. I'm totally good.
We should
He's
sneak
all,
in tea
no.
or something and be fancy about it. I don't
Spiked
like tea.
tea.
No, I just. That's not what I said. But
Make a hot toddy.
Sure.
And rounding out our top 5, Life of the Party from Warner Brothers' New Line, $5.1 million.
So your favorite movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
No.
Do you
the
have-
That
looks
was
of
one
it,
I have to see?
The exasperation and the smiles on there.
No. No thanks.
So, of course, we like to do our box office bet. Been gone last week, so we have a box office bet coming up. The 3 films that are going to be in contention for that you'll be able to vote for in the chat are Action Point, the new Johnny Knoxville comedy from Paramount on 2,000 screens.
Yeah.
Adrift
Sound like Chewbacca. I'm sorry.
on 2,900 screens. And Upgrade, the new Blumhouse joint
snap.
from BH Tilt, 1,400 screens.
I'm so ready.
Those 3 films will be vying for your vote there in the chat for the box office bet. So start chiming away about which one you'd like us to bet on. Before we start talking about our little box office rewind, I want to take a moment to talk about this Upgrade trailer. Because I know Anthony's seen it, Kari's seen it. They've talked about it in their own
Oh
reviews.
my gosh, it looks so good.
It looks
Wait,
awesome.
Neil talked about it too. Yeah.
My worry is like what you see there in the trailer.
Oh, is that the all good bits?
Yes, that's my only hesitation about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Why, Kari? Why are you excited?
I love the extreme action / violence of it and the kind of comedy in it of the AI system he gets installed, and he's like, "I'm a ninja," and the AI system says, "No, I'm not a ninja." It's just kind of, I like the absurdity and the over the topness of it.
It definitely has
very
that
fun.
grindhouse feel.
Yeah,
to it.
it doesn't take itself seriously and looks like it's just a wild, fun ride, and I am all for that.
Amy, is anything that we're saying enticing you to see this film?
Yeah.
All right.
All of what you said. And I'm always scared to say how I feel about these movies coming up, because then I think people would be like, let's get them to see these.
Oh.
So, out of the 3 that we're going to look at here, Upgrade sounds the coolest out of all of them.
Action Point, your boy, Amy, huge Johnny Knoxville fan. What Amy never wants to tell you, but she's let us know the rest of the boxes, that she does have a Johnny Knoxville tattoo on her back. So,
Well, now everyone knows.
I'm sorry, I told a tale out of school.
Oh, no.
I don't know the trailer for this.
It's one of those, like, the basic idea you kind of go, okay, well, this had potential, and then the Jackass time period, we're kind of past that. It was cool when it first started, and now you're wondering why now.
Well, I guess this is kind of similar to the Bad Grandpa, where you put a narrative
medium
structure,
funny. Yeah, to
over
the
that.
gag, yeah.
to where then you can actually have him do these real things and get hurt or whatever. But there is a narrative to it.
I like the concept where they're like real stunt people doing real stunts. In general, that sounds cool because plenty of stunt performers don't get proper recognition. So the idea of kind of almost highlighting that sounds cool. But I don't know how much it will really be about that, which I kind of doubt it. Not Action Point, but Adrift. Was this one? It's not. Is it based on real thing or no?
I don't know. It's a shiny, woolly.
Well, the thing about it,
Shani, yeah, whatever her name is.
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene, yes, there you go.
Yes.
She's in this film. It looks like something I do not care about.
well, the thing about it is I see the trailer for that, and it made me think Maiden Trip, which is the true story of Laura Decker, who was a at the time she was 13 years old from Holland, and she tried to sail around the world. And it's such a good movie and super cool because it's really this kid who's like, I'm gonna go sail around the world, and people like, legally, can you do that? And her like, you let her go, and that was super exciting. This one, I'm just, or the trailer told me too much. I'm just not as excited. I don't know, something in there. It's too similar to something else I've seen, and that one was super cool. This, I don't see it offering anything new, so I'm not enticed by it.
Okay, so we know how you feel about Shailene Woodley, but what about Sam Claflin? Yeah. He was in Me Before You. Rom-com fans, I know you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, and even him being in this, I was like, well, I'm not sure.
You guys are getting so saucy in the chat.
Saucy
I'm
chat.
trying to read something. I'm
right.
like,
Oh, they're wild in here. Some guy flipped me off earlier. I was like, okay.
That's what I like.
guys, we love all of you in the chat
Yeah.
talking. Now, the thing I want to see, though, is how active all of you are in the chat. Comment, too, because it's been kind of quiet on the comments lately.
We gotta wait like a day or two as well.
What?
Once they start to comment down below, I believe.
Oh, well, pretty much comment down below later on the video.
Comment all the time.
I love the energy in the chat, and then I want to see stuff later.
Oh yeah, they're
We
awesome.
read them, too. and
Yeah.
comment
They're on
back.
fire right
Oh, interesting. Sky said the director of Adrift is the director of Everest, which that one also I was like, but that was based on a true story. It was interesting. I didn't
and this
see it,
one,
but that one is like, it is true story
Adrift
too?
is based. Oh,
Yeah.
So hey,
I am kind of a sucker for those, though. I'm like, oh,
Yes.
based on a true story?
Oh.
Okay.
But then it stresses you out.
Yeah, it does. But then you kind of know. But then you want to know,
happens.
did they live? Look it up.
Well, no spoilers. So you guys like those? I can't.
Oh, yeah?
No. Yeah. No. If I go see Adrift, I want to just experience it all and cry and laugh and scream.
So you don't want to know that she kills him and then kills herself?
No.
Dang.
Isn't that like kind of
Whoops.
like Romeo and Juliet a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, so folks, before we do our box office bet, we like to do a little quick box office rewind. Mwah. Somewhere Neil Plumley is
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
while he's pooping.
Oh, stop!
There you
I
go.
thought we
Back
dropped
with the
that.
poops.
Oh,
Yeah, never stop
and
pooping, Neil
and
Plumley.
and Never stop pooping.
We'll do a little quick box office rewind of the
It'd be a problem
non-Jack,
if you did stop.
the non-Jackass Johnny Knoxville films.
All right.
Coming in at number 5 for him is The Ringer, back from Searchlight back in 2005. That was $5.1 million. Anybody see that one?
I think I did.
Perfect.
Which one
That's where
was
we like
that
to see-
one?
That's where I believe it's a like Special Olympics, but he
Yes, I did.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, I was. Nope.
he plays The Ringer for that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Anthony seems so proud of that. No?
It was okay.
Coming in at number 4, The Last Stand from Lionsgate back in 2013, $6.2 million for that. Anybody see The Last
I don't
Stand?
think so.
All right. Walking Tall comes in at number 3 for him. Back in 2004, 15.5.
I saw the original.
I actually really-
one, right?
I-
Is that the one with the Rock?
Yeah.
I saw the other one.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It's not bad like that and The Rundown get a lot of play on the weekends.
Rundown is hilarious, though.
Yes, I love The Rundown. I could
was
I
like,
could
I love
watch
that
anytime
movie.
it's on.
The rundown.
Yes.
And Walking Tall is fine. Johnny Knoxville's, he's fine at that. He plays
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
Rock's old buddy that still has, his troubled past. And then coming to number 2, which this movie is terrible, but there are some moments that do make me laugh. The Dukes of Hazzard from Warner Brothers back in 2005, $30.6 million.
These boots are made for one. That's all I know.
I think I did watch that one, but I did watch some of the TV show, too.
I
I think I watched it for a TV film class, actually. Like, we
nice.
had to watch. We watched a little bit of Dukes of Hazzard.
There's a scene with Burt Reynolds playing Boss Hogg where he's talking to Bo and Luke while they're in the jail cell, and there's another person
Wait,
in
yeah,
the
no, I
jail
did
cell.
watch that one, yeah.
That scene does make me laugh, just for the prisoner's reaction to this whole conversation happening on. So for that scene alone, it makes me like, all right, I would watch that movie. But,
Wow.
Yeah, just for that one.
Okay.
It almost was so tempting that I was like, Anthony, let's find that clip so we can play it in here. But I didn't do that. And number 1 for Johnny Knoxville's top 5 non-Jackass films, Men in Black 2 from Sony back in 2002, $52.1 million.
Definitely not as good as the first, but it was still fun.
Okay, here's the thing. Is this the one with the dog?
Yes.
Oh,
the dog's in it
My
more.
gosh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because the dog's in the dog's in the first one, but he's not in it as much. He's in it a lot in the second one. Which
Okay,
is
it's
what
the
you're
one where
thinking of.
he's in the car and then he's talking to him. He's like, "Woo, woo, woo,
He does shake him in the first one.
woo." Okay, well, I don't know which one it is, but I love the
Johnny
dog
Knoxville
one.
is
This
in the
one,
second one.
Rosario Dawson's in this one too, right?
Oh my
In
gosh.
Men in Black
Yes.
2, yeah.
She's in the. She's the
She becomes
coroner,
yeah,
right?
and she becomes an agent at
Yeah.
the end.
I love Men in Black, but I do not remember Johnny Knoxville in this.
Yeah.
He plays
At
like one
all.
of like the alien type informant dudes. that
I
they-
like
Kinda
how
looks like an
open all
alien.
of you are in the chat too.
But that's my least favorite of the trilogy. I admit, I got a soft spot for Men in Black 3.
Really?
Yeah, well, that one was an interesting way to
Thanos.
do back in time. Mm-hmm. It's your Josh Brolin.
That's right. I mean, it's always I'm a sucker for time travel. So,
Yeah.
and that
They
pulled
did
off
it
pretty
well in that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that good? I haven't seen that one yet.
Third one?
It's still on my radar.
Yeah, they do a good job of it. I mean, the first one is just so amazing and just love it, especially if like you saw it when it came out too.
Got it.
But I think the second one was okay. You're a little bit let down, but then the third kind of is almost better than the second because the time travel is really interesting. And Josh Brolin did a great job,
Yeah.
like embodying Tommy Lee Jones as like a younger person. You go, yeah, and like in comparison to
Yeah.
talking about like Han and the younger version, Josh Brolin I think did a great job of like, yeah, I could see him being a younger Tommy Lee Jones for sure.
Yeah. I just love Men in Black.
Well, I mean, they're
all
going to
of
be, bringing it back. Chris Hemsworth is going to be one of the 2 people talk about in the bringing it back, kind of rebooting it.
Which one?
Men in Black. Originally, it was possibly a 21 Jump
Not know
Street
that.
Men in Black
Oh.
crossover. but that one fell
Please
apart.
stop. No.
That would have. I would have
love
loved
21
that.
Jump-
I-
Yes.
Why not?
Why not? Exactly.
Okay.
But now it's going to be
No.
Chris Hemsworth and one other person that the name escapes me. But hopefully, I think it's just going to be continuing on in the universe. So it's
Okay.
I'd rather
see.
have Let's jump to now. It's not a
Yes.
reboot, but it's just like where are we at now in this universe?
Exactly. Let's not have anybody even the same. Maybe a cameo, but like, yeah, what are they doing now?
Yeah.
Where are
Okay,
they
fair
now?
enough. Yeah.
It does sound interesting with Tessa Thompson and
Tessa Thompson. There you go. And Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris
From
Hemsworth.
Thor Ragnarok. They're
Yeah.
teaming up
Valkyrie
again.
and
Yeah.
Thor.
Yep, reunited, and it feels so. And you get Flash, and then you forget everything.
All right, folks. Before we do our box office bet, and hopefully you're still chiming away on those 3 films to consider. If you've forgotten, it is Upgrade, Adrift, and Action Point. But we will do our next week's top 5 prediction first.
Dun, dun, dun.
So again, Action Point will be on 2,000 screens, Adrift on 2,900, and Upgrade on 1,400. Do any of those take number 1?
Close call, but I don't think so.
No.
Do any of those
doubt it.
crack break the top 3?
No.
All right. Which of those?
Stupid summer comedy, maybe, but it is kind of one of those. I don't feel that the audience is the same. It's one of those. Wait, they're back with another one.
Yeah, I feel like the amount of screens that it's on, I feel like it's showing you like, yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
know these aren't gonna. We'll make some money off of these, but we're not gonna.
Yeah.
We're not aiming for the top seat.
Well, I wonder if Adrift would do better than Action Point. The number of
Drama.
theaters.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that where you get to see the violence and the just over the topness of it. I think that is a good shot of coming in like at least 4.
Wait.
Adrift?
Yeah.
Oh, not Adrift. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, whoa there.
I was like,
Upgrade. Upgrade.
Okay, I was
That
like,
one could
violence
definitely-
of the
yeah.
ocean.
Oh yeah, Adrift. Who cares about Updrift? I don't care about that stuff at all. Forget about that. Upgrade is
Updrift?
where I'm at. Yep, Updrift. Adrift. Whatever it is.
Okay. I guess I do. I do like in the chat. It was suggested. Can we have a movie where Tessa Thompson and Rosario Dawson fall in love?
Oh my gosh.
Well, you should watch the music videos. Janelle Monáe and Tessa Thompson are in a lot together, which is very fun.
Who knows?
Go.
Never
Yes.
mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Solo. I think Deadpool will hold on to 2. I think Upgrade could be 3. Because it does look, it's like fun action 1. I mean, Deadpool 2 is also up there as well, but let's throw that in there. And then I don't know, sappy. Well, not sappy, but exciting.
True story.
True story. Well, then I'll say Upgrade, Infinity War, and then Adrift.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I say Solo, Deadpool 2, Infinity War, then Upgrade, then Adrift. And I only say that, I mean, I'm scared because Upgrade, I haven't heard anything about it besides what you guys told me tonight. And I mean, I think it might be one of those things where people say, oh my gosh, go see it. And so maybe for the second weekend, but the first weekend, maybe not. But I don't know, maybe Adrift. I don't.
Can I or
Yes,
I mean
Anthony.
you don't know anything about it? I'm just trying to see like if I can try to describe this movie to Amy.
I have.
Like the tone of it. It's like a very fun but also very violent film. Like if that makes sense. But not like in the way of Deadpool. Like this is like very serious fighting stuff.
Yeah.
But like the fun part comes from how violent it is.
Yeah.
Over the top violent. Yeah. Well, not
Alright.
maybe a little over the top, but yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun violence.
Like it's
Hashtag fun violence.
comedic. Courtney in the chat suggests Han Solo, Deadpool, Infinity War, Upgrade, then Adrift.
Is that what I said?
It was.
Okay.
I said that, but I reversed Upgrade and Infinity War. Xavier says Solo, Deadpool, Infinity War, Adrift, and then Upgrade. Okay.
All right.
Frank.
I go with what
Okay,
Amy.
Amy. All
Amy
right.
said yes.
Oh,
I think, yeah, look at that. I'm
wow.
gonna hitch my wagon to Amy Cassandra's train.
There we go.
Look at that. So, folks, we're getting ready to do our box office bet to round out the show. We're going to bet on one film chosen by you lovely folks in the chat room right now. And whoever gets closest to the actual box office gross for the opening weekend will be prognosticators amongst prognosticators. The loser will have to go see that film and tell us all about it.
Neela says Solo, Deadpool, Adrift, Action Point, then Infinity War. Interesting.
Whoa.
I just don't know about Action Point.
I'm sure there's
Going
a bunch
into
of
the
things.
summer, stupid comedy could do well, but I don't know if it'll make top 5.
All right, because I know Kari and I, we don't have quite the same similar views of comedies. When you watch a trailer of this, did you laugh at all?
No.
Yeah,
Did you?
I did not. I did not.
We don't always agree on the same
Yes.
movie strength, but there are other ones
Yes.
where we definitely both are like,
No,
no.
I didn't.
It was more painful. I mean, I will admit I saw Bad Grandpa, and like there were parts of that I found funny. And I remember seeing Jackass and was super into that when it was out. But again, I feel it's kind of one of those, you've missed the boat. Like that was a while ago. I don't feel we're in that mode right now. But I don't
everybody
know.
likes rundown theme parks.
Courtney
Everybody.
says upgrade 1. Yes.
Upgrade.
Thank you,
All
Courtney.
right.
Well, Starzer goes, are you sure? We'll go, yeah, Courtney, thanks.
We'll take your red, Courtney.
There you go.
I said 3rd.
All right.
I think
so,
you guys were 4th.
It started you jealous of
Yeah, I went 4th for that.
4th.
So upgrade again, 1,400 screens from Blumhouse Tilt coming out here.
Do we know the budget for that movie? Because I know it's ridiculously low.
It is. I don't know the budget of it yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure whatever it does this weekend will more than make up for what it costs to put this thing together. Okay. Well, gosh. It's gonna
Oh,
be
Betty
interesting.
Gabriel's in it? Is that right?
Let
Let me see.
Sky Patterson suggests 15.5. All right. I think it's going to be higher than that because I said it's the 3rd. I know, right? We're all like,
No one's
It's
putting
also on
any
1,400 screens, so it's gonna have to really perform well to make up for that low screen
okay.
percentage. Especially when so like Avengers: Infinity War,
Yeah.
even this far into its release, it's still on like 3,700 screens.
Chris says 13.
All right, I got my number.
I can't find my calculator.
Where are your apps? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What?
Just messy.
I really,
So messy.
I can't find my
Cluttered.
calculator
I can
right
see
now.
there's too many apps.
Oh, here it is. Everything's gonna be fine, guys.
Okay.
Phew. All right, Anthony, you ready to rock, sir?
Yeah, but real quick, Nicholas Bishop, what are you thinking? 130 million for
Yeah,
upgrade.
no.
Go
Nicholas
big or
Bishop,
go
I love
home.
you. I love
Yes.
Courtney says 13. Star Drew says 9.5.
Tony says 18 mil.
you. Ooh,
18,
all right.
okay.
Coming up big. I like that.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger. I had to shrink it down a couple of times. With every comment you said, I was like, oh boy. Okay.
So wait, what is yours? You said
18.
Mine's 18.
Okay, sorry. I
18.
thought you were saying that was someone else's.
No,
one.
no, no.
Okay, 18. Okay.
Yeah.
Kari Lane.
22.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Ooh, this is
All
a good
right.
one.
Amy Cassandra.
Oh, 11.
Oh!
Wow. What
I
up?
went. Oh, do-do-do-do.
You did 15.
I did 12.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
there
so
you go.
close, but
Yes.
I'm still the lowest.
I'm like in the middle.
Yusuf says 12.3. Very specific.
Wow, 18,
Xavier says
22.
10. Sky says 13.5.
Sky gave us like all of them.
Yeah.
A Drift 9.5, Han Solo 60.5 next weekend.
Well, I plan to
Next
see
week.
Upgrade anyway, so I'm like,
I am too. So.
yeah.
Based on that last trailer, I was like, yeah, I got to go check
Oh,
this
I'm
out.
totally down. Actually, that's when we were talking about Hotel Artemis. I saw the trailer for Upgrade and Hotel Artemis together, and
Yeah.
both of those. I'm like,
There's
yes,
there's
everything
this-
about these.
They look so original.
Yeah.
I'm so down for them.
I'm so excited.
Oh,
It's just all the things I like. I'm like, check, check, check.
Well, we'll see if Amy Cassandra will have to go see this film,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe she just decides to go see it on her own because she's so excited.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't seen a trailer yet. Once she sees a
Well-
trailer, she'll be more excited.
I don't know if I'll see the trailer before I go
Oh,
see
okay.
it.
There you
I
go.
don't, like,
Good. Do
just
that.
go in and be like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh,
Yeah, going blind.
All
Yeah.
right. That's
Well, I want to be able to see it.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end that with that great note from Amy Cassandra. This episode of Box Office Breakdown. But we've done it, everybody. We made another episode happen. And it's all
Yay.
thanks to you, the fine viewers, for always watching. Because we couldn't do this without you. So as always, folks, like us on Facebook. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up. Or 2 or 3, if you can reach that far. And put it out on there. But if they're watching after we stream live, Kari, where can they do?
Comment down below.
Very nice. What would you like them to comment
Well,
on?
the very divisive thing on Twitter I've seen lately is people ranking Star Wars movies in their order of their favorites. So if you feel so bold and so
There you
brave,
go.
rate the Star Wars films. No, sorry, don't rate them. Rank them in what order you like them.
Empire's gonna be on top for all of them.
It's not on that many lists.
Someone put their list, and it was literally the order in which they came out. And no one really, well, a lot of people didn't pick up on it. And they're like, what? Are you kidding me? It's like, guys, it's a joke. Look at it. Yeah.
And if you want to get in touch with any of us after the show's aired live, Anthony, where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me everywhere at TonyBTony_. Come tweet at me. All your thoughts and opinions, I will devour them. I like, not in a bad way, like for snacks and stuff, like while laying on my bed and rubbing my belly.
This is getting weird and personal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop now.
Okay, good plan.
Correct. Kari Lane?
Yes, you guys can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KaridLane.
And you guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra, MOMTZ.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Great.
Did not.
Drink them if you got them, guys. But also check out these two lovely people there on Marvel TV News happening right after this show.
Oh, yeah.
Our boy Neil Plumley, he's not here with us, but he's always in spirit and available on social media at the Neil Plumley. Your boy, find him there on the World Wide Web. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. They don't, so why should
We
you?
do.
No,
We
they
totally
refuse
do.
to.
We do.
At Happy Go Jackie. But until next week, folks, we'll have the always lovely and talented Neil Plumley join us to make out a full panel for the next episode of Box Office Breakdown right here on Popcorn Talk. Until then, go see some movies!
See ya!
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.